everybody. Welcome back to the Playing with Power podcast, the issue-by-issue retrospective about Nintendo Power magazine. You're tuning in for volume 63 from August of 1994. I am your host, Ben, and with me as always are my co-hosts Mike.
Hello.
And John.
Yo.
And we have guest, we have Ivan with us. Welcome, Ivan.
Guten Abend, meine Damen und Herren. I'll leave it for you to decide which is which.
Okay, very good. We have Stunt Race FX on the cover, and Ivan, I think you described it perfectly. What are we looking at here?
Creepy little claymation racers.
We got road rage personified right here.
Yeah, it's like if Pixar was doing like a gruff ghetto street version of Cars.
Like a claymation version of Cars.
The trike looks a lot like a duck. He's got like a beak kind of thing going on. Or not trike, bicycle. Whatever,
it looks like a trike. I like the irony of having Killer Instinct on the trike there. You cute little...
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like if... What was that animation with the penguin? Like
Happy
Pingu
Feet?
or something?
Pingu?
No,
yeah.
Pingu. It was an old claymation thing. It's like if Pingu and...
It honestly reminds me of like the Wallace and Gromit style. Mm-hmm. But there was like a series of commercials for, I think, Chevron.
Yeah, that's it.
They had like...
that's it. Nailed
talk
it.
about their Techron, whatever, gasoline.
Yeah,
this is exactly what
all the
looks
cars
like.
are like slightly slutty, and they're like, fill me up with a big old tank of Techron.
Yeah. Like,
it's like...
Stick it in my gas tank.
Yeah.
If Maximum Overdrive was directed by Wallace and Gromit.
Some of those Techron ads are pretty sad. Like the cars look like at a dealership. Like maybe if I fill my tank up with Techron, someone will want my used ass.
Oh no, it's kind of sad.
Yeah,
my used ass.
Well, then you shouldn't have been created as a Chevy Cavalier then. Well, because nobody wants your shitty ass.
I've been ridden hard.
Oh, so now the cars are voiced by Don Knotts.
I wish
I was a popular Japanese brand.
They should have like a Techron, like one of the Techron
shucks,
cars.
I wish I had Bluetooth and built in.
They have like one of the Techron cars as like an ex rental car, and it's just like a used up hooker. I got ridden hard. Some hard miles on me. Takes a big old drag off of like a puff off a tailpipe or something.
Come on, buddy. Doesn't take that much to get inside me.
I've heard that.
All right.
Oh, he's still here.
So, as Ben said, there's a CES report. There's Killer Instinct coming down the way, and Stunt Race FX on the cover. So, on into the wonderful playland that is Nintendo Power. Let's see, we have the Cafeteria Meatloaf ad from months prior.
God, that is so creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big old
She's
Leo
got that
on.
look like, I got a strap on and I'm going in raw.
Oh, jeez.
This is what remains of the last guy who told me no.
You got two options: eat the loaf or be the loaf.
She kind of looks like the evil cafeteria woman from Matilda who like brings out the giant cake when like that Bruce kid like what the principal accuses someone of eating her cake, so like she puts the fat kid in front of the entire school and makes him eat like a 20-pound cake because he says he didn't do it. I don't know, maybe I'm the only person that remembers that movie, but all right.
I've never seen it. No, she reminds me like she's coming out of the Wall video. Like,
Yeah.
If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding. How could you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat?
I see that.
Anyways, that's what I'm seeing here. Mm-hmm. All right, next page after that, we've got the Phony Hawk on the grinding the pipe here on his skateboard.
Speaking of grinding the pipe, how's your mom, Mike? Anyway.
We already talked about the meatloaf lady.
Oh, great. Now he's in on it. The evil is multiplying.
Everyone's been in on your mom.
All right. Let's move on to the table of contents. Coming up in this issue for Super Nintendo, we are talking about Stunt Race FX, Lord of the Rings Volume 1, King of the Monsters 2, The Death and Return of Superman, An American Tale, Five Goes West, and Sonic Blast Man 2. Then for the NES, we have Disney's Beauty and the Beast. And then for Game Boy, we have Cool Spot, Itchy and Scratchy, and RoboCop versus The Terminator.
Why don't they just do Lord of the Rings, like, Fellowship of... What is it? Fellowship of the King? Like, why would you do it Lord of the Rings Volume 1?
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe it's like Fellowship of the King Part 1.
Yeah.
Section
Fellowship of the Ring just wouldn't fit in with the rest of the table of contents.
No, but I'm going to bet that's what the title... Anyway, we'll see what the title is.
And then we have special features, more Secret of Mana walkthroughs, and then we have, excitingly, we have behind the scenes on Shaq Fu.
Oh, God, that
I'm
game
looking
was great.
forward to that.
Oh,
Can't believe it's coming back.
And then we have our wonderful Dick Nose Drawer Boy. He is underwater, wearing scuba gear, and digging a Game Boy out of the bottom of the ocean.
What's that between his legs?
He's got, like, polio legs.
Marco!
Polio!
I'll tell you, he's got an impressive bulge right between that little green thing between his legs. I'm impressed.
I think that's his leg.
That's his third That's his third snorkel, if you know what I mean. He's gonna plug it in some dolphin. All right.
Crab below.
Yeah, so
snap him off.
He's found like a Game Boy on the floor of the ocean. So yeah, which means it's probably toast because those things aren't watertight. But
Right. He found it though. And then next up we have the Player's Pulse. And what are these supposed to be, balloons or something?
It's
the
like
letters.
It's the It version.
And there's a disturbing clown in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It.
Yeah.
Or what is it? What's his name? Moneypenny or Pennywise?
Pennywise.
Moneypenny is the secretary.
James Bond.
Yeah.
Pennywise.
Yeah, and Pennyroyal is like the abortion tea.
What?
Pennyroyal, it's an oil that people took in the Victorian era to induce abortions.
How do you know this?
Yeah, I was wondering that.
Because I watch Murdoch Mysteries.
I just turn up the hot tub like the rest of us.
Because in Victorian era, that not everybody had hot tubs.
You elitist.
They had stairs.
Yeah, they had. Hey,
This
honey,
was
check
for
this out. Problem solved.
Oh, God.
Ye old bat to the midsection. Easy, Ray Rice. All right.
All right. Our first letter.
Do you ever wonder if that's where the pinata originally came from? It's like
No.
we cannot afford to feed another kid. We already got 13. I don't know. Let's come up with a party game. Hey kids, let's spin mom around and make candy come out of her.
Terrible.
Ew.
So fucking ashamed of myself.
And I've
Okay.
never been more proud.
Anyway,
We're going to move on to the first letter here from Lisa Wolf of North Canton O. She writes in, my son and a friend lost 2 Game Boy games on 12/4/93. We looked everywhere for those games to no avail. You can imagine my surprise when this afternoon, the first nice day we've had in months, I found both of the lost games in my backyard. They have been outside for 3.5 months of snow and negative 20-degree weather. I was happy to solve the mystery of the missing games, but really didn't expect them to still work. My son got his Game Boy and tried both games. They both played great. I am very pleased with your product. Keep up the good work.
that's crazy.
I know those Game Boys are fucking indestructible.
We read about that. Remember we read that one time about the kid that like flushed into the toilet and they got clogged and they still played after the poor plumber had to get him out?
They've survived like hurricanes, desert
IEDs.
storms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Floods. Highway
What
traffic.
there was a post online today. Someone went like and hiked some of the ski runs at like one of the Colorado ski resorts, and they found like 4 GoPros.
What leaves GoPros hanging around?
Well, because they fall off in the snow, you can't find them, and then like it thaws.
They're so much money, though. You think they'd stick around and look for them?
Well, you're going like 20 miles an hour down a gradient. Like there's not exact, and you don't know exactly when it came off because it's like strapped to your helmet. You don't exactly feel it, you know. So
is this person like looking for GoPros on purpose?
yes. Well, I mean, that was what I gathered from. Like
it's like the winter equivalent of those guys in the Speedos with the metal detectors.
someone like made a comment like find another 20 instead of set up a bullet time rig.
You do like a free version of a Matrix movie.
Right.
Okay, Ivan, you take the next one.
So we got Matt Bukowski from Batavia, New York. Here is a picture of my dog Grover reading the October '93 issue. He loves to get the latest tips on the newest Super NES games. Cute little puppy dog.
Oh,
For Nintendo Power.
who's most
Magazine.
likely dead?
Ever the optimist.
And they
Well, you think I can leave it all to John?
They respect you. Don't know what it is with pets and Nintendo Power, but they seem to be able to read the magazine as well as anyone else.
Yeah, he looks pretty engrossed in it.
Yeah.
well, it's good to know Nintendo Power is written on dog level. All right. Let's see. The next letter is from Clee Folkert.
Oh no! You should have Mike read this one.
Okay, Mike, go ahead. Go
Yep.
time.
Clea Forkert from Kingston, Ontario says, "Hi, I'm one of your subscribers in Canada, and I just want to say I love your magazine. I'm a pretty artsy person. I draw, paint, and do other things like that during my spare time. A few Christmases ago, when I got my new Super NES, I was so excited I decided to make some figures to go beside my Super NES. I thought it would be cute. Since it was during Christmas, I had lots of free time, so I started to sew a replica of Mario. After I was done, I created a whole clan of replicas from the characters from Super Mario World. Soon I had 14 figures to put beside my Super NES. Pretty cool, huh? I'm working on a Samus replica right now. And we get to see a picture of some fucking amazing plushies.
Yeah.
Those are
Homemade
pretty cool.
plushies. You get to see Roy, Bowser, a Bob-omb, another
Yoshi.
Bob-omb,
Is it Yoshi?
Yoshi,
Mario,
Cloud.
Peach,
Isn't one of them
Mario,
Isn't one
Peach,
of them the
Goomba.
Piranha Plant,
the clam one?
Dry Bones,
Dry
that
Bones,
one's
there you
chlamydia. That one's like chlamydia, right?
Dry Bones. There's like
Keeps
the
coming
octopus
back.
a
thing.
bullet bill. A bullet bill that's being launched.
Oh yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah. This,
Yeah.
is,
Oh, wow,
course.
that's right.
Amazing.
this is badass. I would pay
right.
like upwards of $1 for any of those.
So
We gotta
Mike,
find this
your-
girl.
yeah, your homework now is to find this person and get her on the show. And if at all
Doing it
possible,
right now.
get a photo of yourself with all these toys.
And yeah, in various sexual positions.
No.
Give her the old bullet bill if you know what I mean. But yeah, nowadays Nintendo would write back like, "Oh yeah, just buy the amiibos. It's better."
Yeah.
All
If
right.
you can find them, ha ha ha.
You can find a
eBay.
fair bunch of them on like
eBay?
used game stores. Like I see them a fair bit. I think some of them are really rare though.
Yeah.
But I got the Pro controller for the Switch. It has an amiibo reader like in it.
Huh. Have you used
Well,
an
bully
amiibo?
for you,
Yeah.
you son of a bitch.
By the way, Breath of the Wild is amazeballs. Like it is. I am completely engrossed in this game. All right. All right.
for you.
So let's see. Mike Anderson of Wayne, New Jersey, writes in saying, "What are superpower stamps if they're so hard to get? I mean, well, if they're a great idea, why should you have more ways? Oh, you should have more ways to get them. Sorry." And so they write
Easy
back.
for you to say.
Check the stamp saver section in your catalog. Give the monthly Power Players Challenge a try. We're planning more ways to get mushroom stamped.
And then good old Frankie Valentine from Staten Island, New York.
He has to, like, his dad was in the mob. I guarantee.
Frankie Valentine was that's a famous singer, right?
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
Four Seasons. In no, what is it? The Jersey Boy, or what's the?
I thought you just said Solo.
Jersey Boys?
There was Frankie Valli.
That's it.
Oh, is that? That's
yes.
what I'm thinking of. Thank you. All right. So, anyways, Frankie Valley writes in. I am writing about the superpower stamps. I think they're
Whose
great.
fans are called Valley Girls.
I mean, you practically can get items for free. I plan on saving them up for the Mario Paint Guide or the Best Play Basketball. I think that there should be more ways to win superpower stamps, like more contests and in the Players Poll. In the Players Poll contest, the grand prize could be the regular prize plus 10 superpower stamps. Second prize could be the regular prize plus 5 superpower stamps. And third prize could be the regular prize and 3 superpower stamps.
Oh, by the way, I just looked up Frank Valentine. Apparently, he died in prison. He was sentenced to death by hanging for the murder of Clarence Pellet.
You
But
nailed
then he
it,
was
John.
guy?
released.
Is this the same guy?
Yeah.
I think John nailed it.
Yeah,
All right, well,
it
you
says-
keep looking in to
went
see if
into
that's the same guy.
hiding. I think he was accused of. He's in like some forum of people who were suspected as being one of the Zodiac killers.
What?
He's one of the
No.
suspects for the Zodiac killer.
No, this wouldn't be the same person.
no, there's
Would
no
it?
way.
No.
Mike, get him on the show too.
He's dead.
It's like,
Sure, we'll just get
That'd
the
be
Zodiac
quite the
killer
feat.
on
I'll
the show.
drive to your house and wear your skin.
Oh, man.
Okay. Ivan, you want to get the next one?
Yeah. Hello? Hello? Am I dreaming or am
Is
I
it me
looking
you're
at
looking
second
for?
Superpower Supplies catalog? Well, I'm not dreaming because this thing is filled with way cool stuff. Keep it up, NB. I'm looking forward to more superpower stamps and the third catalog. And they respond.
All right.
Tony has probably fainted and is lying on the floor right now because he just got his third Superpower Supplies catalog. If you know Tony, read this issue later and please go over to his house to wake him up. But don't forget to tell him that in November of this year, we're going to hit him with the fourth Superpower Supplies catalog. Nintendo has a truckload of new games coming out later this year, and the merchandise in the fourth catalog will certainly reflect that.
Merchandising.
What
Where
you
the
really
real
want.
money from the game is made.
What you really want. DMX. All right. So let's see. And then we have more letters.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Letters. Yep.
So Mike's up.
Oh, I just saw something from the Australian version of the Daily Telegraph, and a man named Frank Valentine was apparently investigated in a child sex abuse thing. So it is not good to have this name.
All right. Good
Okay.
reporting there, Mike. What else do we have?
Okay, we got Timmy
And
Kiak.
now for the weather.
It's going to be murderous outside. It's going to be a little Valentini out there.
Ooh.
Anyway, Timmy Kiak from Waukesha, Wisconsin,
Yep.
says, I think the superpower stamps are great. I'm saving mine up for a Link's Awakening Player's Guide. That's a good investment.
God, they're really,
It will
they're really beating this drum this month, aren't they?
It will really help me play the game a lot easier. I don't get a lot of money, so it helps me out a whole lot. I really like everything, like the mag protectors. I look in my MPs so much they can get a little beaten up. I also like the mag action stand. I can't tell you how many times the pages turn by themselves when I'm using them.
What?
Do you live with a freaking Do you live with a poltergeist?
What is he using the magazine for? Where the I don't know. Is he
Are you reading them outside on your picnic table? It's called The Wind.
Breath of the Wild?
Not to mention the fact about the genius idea to make the pages plastic. Being the clumsy person I am, all my pages are stained from soda and grease. Is this guy fucking Cartman?
This is
my
yeah.
God.
He's
All
guy's
I
a
do is
pig.
play my Super NES all day, all night, so I can eat my cheesy poofs and snack right in front of my TV.
Ma'am, best room.
I can't wait till I get my Power Bit stamp so I can order from you. Sweet.
I can eat my chicken skin and not get the grease all over my magazine. All right, Josh Miller of Charlottetown, Indiana, writes in saying, I just bought something out of the second Superpower Supplies catalog and cut the price almost in half by using Superpower stamps. I think you should have contests about 3 times a year where you could win up to 50 stamps. I wouldn't hesitate to enter that. Wow.
It beats 50 t-shirts.
All right, and Ben, you want to take us home?
Sure. from John Watsky III of Abita Springs, Louisiana.
Oh, that's where that
Says-
beer's from.
We're going to
yeah.
Abita.
Yeah, Abita Purple
He
Haze.
says-
That shit is the bomb.com.
It's all right. Anyways, he says, I think the
We'll
summer...
have a much more glowing review once they sponsor the show.
I think the Summer 94's Super Power Supplies catalog is super. The t-shirts and posters are totally cool. My favorite item is the Super Metroid limited edition print. I think this poster is the best one yet. My order for the poster is already in the mail. The Super Power stamps that are worth $1 off are a good idea. Please send more Super Power Supplies, catalogs, and stamps.
Why didn't he wait till he got the like poster and like say, hey, I got the poster and it's freaking awesome? Like, no, I'm gonna write a letter before I get what I bought.
Just, yeah, I don't understand either.
So let's see, what does Gail have to say?
All right, Editor's Corner. So Gail is telling us about the new campaign, which is to play it loud. So on the little front, it makes sense to turn up the volume on your TV, but it also makes sense since Nintendo makes the best games, you've got a lot to shout about. So she's excited about the attitude and edge that Play It Loud ads convey, but want to know what you think. Please write. Sincerely, Gail.
All right, so the next game is the cover game, Stunt Race FX. The claymation art style definitely continues here. We've got quite a few pages here, like 8-9 pages of the different features of the game. They've done like sort of a lot of coverage already. Like there was like 5 or 6 pages a couple months ago, but they are definitely like giving a sort of like a more in-depth sort of coverage of what's going on here. And I mean, I don't really want to spend too much on this game because we already have covered it, but like there is some more stuff in here. So like the coverage from before, there's the coupe, the F-type like Formula 1, there's the like monster truck or 4-wheel drive monster truck looking thing, and then a motorcycle that's absolutely insane. That one's really hard to drive, but like it's pretty fast. So let's kind of get into what they're covering. They're covering 3 different modes. There's a speed track, free track mode. There's the stunt track mode, and
yeah, when you complete all the free tracks, you can get to play the duck-looking 2-wheel drive, which is a speedy little fucker.
Yeah, it's super fast, but like really hard. So it's smart for them not to like just give you that right away because he's really hard to control. So
you'll have your all the training you need by the time you get it.
Well,
you should be prepared for it.
And then there's a battle mode, which is kind of like Mario Kart battle mode.
But not as good looking.
This game, like, that's not fair. Like, Mario Kart obviously was kind of the cell shaded look to it. This obviously is the like Star Fox kind of aesthetic. So, yeah. It's just different. I don't think it's fair to say it doesn't look as good, because it's like a completely different like art style. But
yeah, well, it like Star Fox doesn't look that. I mean, it looks great because
this is
it's
better
supposed to be
than
all
this
angular.
This is better than Star Fox in appearance. I'm gonna say it's not as good of a game. Like I remember playing it; it was pretty hard to control. But I don't know. Did you ever play this game, Ivan?
No.
No.
Oh.
No, I never played this one.
Okay. I mean, it's a pretty standard racer. It doesn't hold up really well in time, unfortunately. But they thought they had something here. You can kind of tell, like they're putting a lot of, like they're like, oh, like it's this racing game that everyone's gonna go bonkers for, and it never really caught. I rented it a few times, like, I enjoyed it, but like it definitely didn't imprint myself as like one of my favorite games on the system. So,
well, we get the answer to John's question. The Lord of the Rings is not called The Fellowship of the Ring. It is literally called Lord of the Rings Volume 1 because they couldn't be bothered with the name.
Name's probably trademarked.
well, no, this is you can't. I mean, it says J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. Like, there's no way they're doing this without. Yeah, with the cooperation of the Tolkien estate, all characters from Lord of the Rings, copyright George Allen and Irwin Publishers. So they're using this with permission. I don't remember this game. Growing up, I mean, like, I watched the movies, like, but I like the old, Hobbit animated one.
Oh, yeah.
Greatest adventure is have yet to be said.
Lemmingwigs, you must catch the catatafish. All right.
Yeah, this game looks kind of okay. But
Yeah, it looks decent.
You're in trouble when the first insert says you can use the Super NES mouse instead of a regular controller, but we don't recommend it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, so it's like a point and click thing, basically. Although
No.
they advise you not to point or click.
No, I don't think they're saying that. I think they're saying that it's coded to use the mouse input. That's all.
Yeah, which means like most of the buttons would be kind of useless. And then of course you're in trouble when the intro screen is orange on orange.
Yeah.
You're in trouble when Nintendo breaks out the fucking orange.
Is this a Super Nintendo game?
Yes.
Looks like it.
It claims
Look
to
at
be.
the pictures of the characters. They're all orange.
That's just the artwork. Look at the game frames. It's clearly Super Nintendo. Like, I don't know, they didn't do themselves any favors with like the text being. They went for like the parchment look.
Oh no! I bet you this. I bet you this started off as an NES game.
You know how people wrote on parchment with something called ink. It was black because on brown paper you needed something that would stand out. They just thought, you know what? Let's just use orange peels on our parchment.
I don't know why you guys go like so hard on that.
Because it's the sign of shit.
I don't know. This game looks alright.
Everything. It looks alright until they break out the orange. That's when the mask slips.
Let's see. GamePro panned the game, citing gameplay dominated by long, indistinguishable romps over overly small characters and enemy sprites, limited character upgrade
Vindicated.
features, poor support AI, and low difficulty. In contrast,
Oh yeah.
Today and tomorrow are yet to be said. Chances the changes
all right.
are all yours.
In contrast, EGM remarked.
I did judge a book by its cover.
EGM.
I judged that fucking book fairly and truly because the cover was honest.
EGM remarked a slower paced RPG for the more deliberate playing. Its game has its rewards for a patient player, scored at 6.6 out of 10. The game has been poorly received in a 2004 OneUp.com review, citing poor AI and hours of lengthy and boring fetch quests.
Can we talk about on page 20 when it talks about the legend of Tolkien on the bottom there?
Wow.
The Legend of Tolkien.
Yeah. The copy,
Not
God,
legend. Legend.
the
with two Ds.
copy editor was taking a nap that day.
They got bored playing the game because it's just walking.
I wonder.
Do you know where the game ends? If you spoiler alert, go to page 25. It tells you the final journey to Mordor must wait for volume 2. Mm-hmm. They don't even get to the Mines of Moria in this game.
Yeah.
Just beware of the Mines of Moria.
Yeah.
It's not in the game.
Oh my gosh. John, was there a Lord of the Rings Volume 2?
Yes.
And, okay. So, here's another sequel that we are covering. King of the Monsters 2.
So they did call Volume 2 The Two Towers, at least. It was released only for DOS and PC 98, though.
Oh
Nice.
my god, Nintendo wouldn't do it.
Well, that
probably
doesn't say
want
that.
making
It's just
money.
like maybe the developer.
Yeah, they probably didn't make any money off of this shite game for the Super NES. King of the Monsters 2 is another fighting game, but this time with monsters and robots and more stuff.
This coverage
Yeah,
is
is
pretty
Ultraman
awesome.
in this?
It's got are these okay? So they're just going over the monsters on each page, basically. Cyberwoo, which is basically like a mechanoid Donald Trump. Is that what I'm seeing? It's got like a orange coif.
Yeah.
Like,
I am the best robot. The very best.
And then The boss of French City is basically Cthulhu.
Where are we?
Oh, yeah, I see
okay.
that. Next page over.
Yeah, Mike
You're jumping
pulls
around,
his
Mike.
prototypical jump. All right.
He usually always covers everything. I'm surprised.
Yeah, Atomic Guy, which is looks
The
like
Flash,
Yeah, he looks
but-
kind of
Yeah,
like
looks like the
Silver
Flash.
Surfer and the Flash had a baby, maybe.
With Ultraman.
Yes. Super Geon, which is Kraid,
Yeah.
basically. And then we got we have different bosses for different areas.
We have
so.
Fighting with Giants, which like shows a an eye with a nose.
Yeah, that's weird.
Interesting. And then we get to see American City, which is protected by the Predator.
French. City.
And then
The desert,
Yeah, what the hell?
which is Vagina Dentata.
yeah.
yeah, same with
Vagina
Seabed too.
avocado.
Seabed's almost worse because it's
What
like
a
in the mouth.
terrible phrase.
It's like someone put a hand grenade in the roast beef factory.
Nah. I did it best. It's like someone threw a hand grenade into an Arby's.
Oh, that's right. Shit.
Yeah.
Arby's is the
Alright.
hand grenade.
Can you believe someone actually named a level in a video game French City?
I know, French City, and it's not even protected by a frog.
That'd be funny.
Hey, I'm just impressed that they got a boss. I mean, anyone says you can just walk all over French City, they're lying.
That enemy just like falls over the minute you start the level.
Oh, I get it.
The second you
So
show
on
up, the monster runs away.
First two pages, they're showing you the three characters you can choose between. Cyberwoo, Super Geon, or
Right.
Atomic Guy, and then the other guys are just like generic
Right.
monsters. I thought these are all like bosses you could fight as.
No.
This looks terrible.
So it's kind of they're going for like it's a Godzilla game, but we don't have
Right.
the Godzilla license. Is kind of what they're going for.
Yeah, it looks like they failed on that front.
But there is
Next
a lot
game
more.
is something that I still want to play. Actually, I really wanted this game at the time, and my parents said it was too dark. So it's
I
the
enjoyed it.
Death and Return of
Mike
Superman.
doesn't miss
I love this game.
a chance to rub it in.
I know.
What is with Superman doing the Hail Hitler? Like,
Well, come on. Like Nietzsche was the propagator of Nazi culture, and he is the one that created the term of the Superman or the Ubermensch. So I guess it's just Joe Shuster giving Superman a nod to his original roots.
and
Wow.
like, there's a lot of bulging going on with his.
Oh, in all the
Yeah,
right places.
there's a.
Yeah, that
I
part
mean,
was a little weird.
think about it. Krypton, Kampf, they both start with a K. Coincidence?
Time to put-
I think not.
Time to put a kryptonite condom on and go to town.
So this game follows the comic book storyline of Superman's death and his obvious return. And so I actually had a few of those comics at the time. I think it came out, what, like 92,
Yeah,
93?
people went nuts on that Superman dying thing.
Yeah.
Like, people were fucking
Oh,
buying
absolutely.
stacks of those. Like, it's gonna put my kids through college in
Right.
20 years.
No, they're not worth like anything.
Nope.
So the idea was like Superman and Doomsday get into this big like, beat 'em up match, and when killing Doomsday, Superman I guess dies, right?
Well,
and,
they
there's a whole
both
ceremony
they
and they
both
bury him.
critically injure each other at the same time.
Right, but they think he's dead.
Right.
So
Yeah,
what happens to his body? I don't remember what happened to his
they
body.
buried it.
They buried it. Okay. So
Yeah.
then like Superman doesn't come back, but then like 4 other Superman type people show up.
Well, 3 of them claim to be Superman, except for Steel.
Right.
He is just a man who admits that he just was saved by Superman and wants to carry on his
legacy.
His legacy.
Yeah, Steel's just a guy it's a strong guy in a costume, like Iron Man almost.
Yeah, he made his metal suit, and his name is John Henry Irons.
John Henry.
You know they made a
Nice.
Steel movie?
I didn't. I know there's a John Henry movie.
No.
No, they made a movie about this guy, Steel.
They did?
It was a comic book movie, and it was I don't remember who made it or who played Steel, but apparently it was like
Was it a Roger
not
Corman
that
film?
great. Practically.
Nice. Goes right up there with Fantastic Four film.
Just listen to them talk about it on How Did This Get Made podcast. They talk
I'm sorry,
about
there are other
Steel.
podcasts?
Apparently. I mean, they don't dip into 90s magazines, so I could understand why you wouldn't be listening to them or looking for them.
Okay.
But so the other,
All right, who else we have? What's the Eradicator?
the Eradicator is a android of Superman who was
We don't know that
Well,
at first, though, in the comics.
It's the Trump border guard.
I think the Eradicator first was a like a Kryptonian computer, and like almost like Brainiac, but like the poor man's Brainiac. So it tried to carry on Superman's mission of protecting and eliminating threats, but it didn't have any morality, so it just always used like lethal countermeasures. So Superman had to shut him down, but then when he died, it came back and tried to take his place.
Nice.
So that's the Eradicator,
And we got Superboy
who was a clone of Superman.
from the Cadmus Project.
Yep.
And then we have the Cyborg.
It's his son that he won't like own up to in court.
Not even Maury can get this guy to admit that he's your kid.
Right.
Lois Lane is a goddamn liar.
That bitch set me up.
And then we
The
have
couch doesn't pull out, but I do.
the
Just say,
Cyborg, right?
Yana, I'm Superman, and if I came inside any girl, I would have blasted out of the back of her like a shotgun. If she's still alive, it ain't my kid.
The super sperm would have like knocked up her eyeball and not her uterus.
I found out in my college days, it's basically a shotgun. So, you know what? If she's still alive, then that's proof that I didn't do it.
Holy Christ.
Lovely.
That's dark. I love it.
And then there's Cyborg Superman, who I forget what his real name is, but he was an astronaut who was him and his team were exposed to gamma radiation, just like the Fantastic Four, and they were basically like a tragic parody of the Fantastic Four, because one guy turned to stone and became immovable and shattered. The wife became invisible and then turned into nothingness, and the other guy just incinerated to death.
Kind of like Venture Brothers then.
Look at this animation of Lois and Superman.
Yeah, these are nice renderings from the comics. So that's the exact rendering from the comic book where Superman dies. So they're showing you all the cut scenes of what happens, basically. Then it goes through the story. And it looks like you can play as all 5
Hank
characters,
Henshaw,
including-
that's the guy's name.
Hank Handjob.
Hank Henshaw. No, Hank Handjob was the...
That's Mike's stripper name.
Oh, the old Dutch rudder.
All down at Sloppy Joe's.
down at the Chris Poutine.
Down at
Yeah.
what do we call it? The mud chuckers, spear chuckers.
No, Spear Chuckers is like the colonial themed horrible fetish bar.
No, manhole and cockpit were the
Oh, manhole. Sorry.
two. Yeah.
Now you have Sloppy Joe's as well. I'm adding that in.
Sloppy Joe's.
Yes.
It's good. It's a good porn name or a good strip club name.
Yeah.
No. The Canadian strip club is Tim Hard-Ons.
I think they get sued for that. All right, so do you get to play as all these people in every level, or just certain ones of them?
No, you get to play their chapters.
Oh, okay.
So each one of them goes out pretending to be like trying to be Superman, until the one of them goes a little off the rails,
All right, so you start off as Superman. You get
taking on Doomsday.
Yeah, you beat up Doomsday.
Oh wait,
and-
no, this is Cluster, who just looks like Doomsday. So that threw me off.
Cluster.
It says
No,
right
it
there,
says,
the Cluster. The Cluster is a
on
wimp.
page 33. Doomsday.
Yes, that's the next boss.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And then
The Closter.
who else? Whatever. Okay, so finally, then we get to what? Steel's level. Then Superboy.
Well, I think like the first one is Cyborg Superman.
And they do have like map layouts. They tell you where the 1-ups and the refills and everything all are. So it's pretty helpful if you actually want to play this, game. I don't know why you would, but
I do.
It was a great game. The play
Ben was
good.
banned. Ben was banned from it. So,
I know.
yeah.
I want to play it so bad. Let's see. Sunsoft made this. Can't
Yeah,
be
it's
too bad,
worth
right?
playing.
Okay.
It's a fun game. I enjoyed the hell out of this. I got to feel like Superman. It was pretty awesome. It's a great sense of empowerment.
So it's got the Mike Seal. It's actually one of the rare good superhero games.
Yeah.
It's building up goodwill until Superman 64 comes trashing into town.
It's like special Superman. Hey, I can fly through. Look at me, I can fly through rings.
Oh, it's so bad. I even tried to play that game just to see. I couldn't believe how bad it was.
The coding is just so bad.
I had to try it myself. You can't even get past it. Like the rings.
Yeah.
There's just
Yeah.
more rings.
Before you die, the last thing you'll see is the rings.
All right.
All right.
Anything else to say about this?
No, it just gets a teaser at the end about will he return.
No.
Did you read the comics?
Superman has never been that he's too powerful.
I
know.
have to say, I've tried to get into Superman. I really have, but he's just kind of boring, honestly.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough flaws. And yes, they've done.
He's not imperfect.
Yeah, they've done enough recently to like force flaws. Like he's one of the first superheroes. So they didn't really know to put giant gaping weaknesses in the character.
Back then, they were so simple. They're just like, he's strong and he's good.
Yeah.
Really? What about any moral
Simple.
ambiguity?
Right.
What you and your fucking college words? Shut up.
Well, they didn't even figure out his powers
What do
until
you
later.
expect for 10?
Yeah.
What do you expect for 10 cents?
Initially, he was just like, "Oh, he can just jump really high," and then it was like, "Oh no, he can fly too."
Yeah.
He can run really fast.
There's even superheroes that are just good. I mean, Spider-Man's just good, but then he has the whole dynamic of
Secret
the cost of
identity and
keeping
all that.
his identity and all that. I mean, yeah, they introduced that.
Peter Parker fails because
Right.
Spider-Man succeeds.
Right. So
That works. But The Death and Return of Superman is a good read because it shows Doomsday breaking out of a containment pod that comes on Earth. Or but it was in the Earth the whole time. And it's just this guy that came out of nowhere that nobody knew, and he beats the living fuck out of the Justice League. And then Superman eventually makes his way in there after thinking oh, the B team will take care of it. Okay, the C team will take care of it. And you know what delayed him? He was getting interviewed. And he's just he's hearing all this, and he's just well, the other team will respond. They'll be fine. And then they get there, and then they get creamed and broken and maimed, and then he's just okay, well, the next team will take it. Oh no, okay, well, now I gotta go.
speaking of named, you know what the opposite of Christopher Reeve is?
Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
You fucked up. You fucked that up because it's what's the opposite of Christopher Walken? Christopher Reeves.
Oh,
No, the other way is funnier. But all right, okay.
neither one's funny. Let's move on.
Yeah. So
Got a
Yeah,
poster
so
here
then
for the Incredible Hulk coming to your Super NES from US
and then he
Gold.
fights Doomsday and dies. Story done.
Yep. Good.
Moving on. We have an American Tale. 5 Goes West.
Oh wait. We're not talking about this awesome Hulk poster.
yeah, I
this
just
is
said it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but there's still more. He's fighting Abomination and gives him a colossal cock punch.
I don't know. I think it's to his jaw and he's falling
It was
backwards.
to his
but-
jaw, yes.
It was, but look where that explosion is. It is right between his legs. He gave him a colossal Hulk knocker.
Nice.
Yep. All right. So
He smashed.
That explains the look of pain on his face.
I've watched. I've watched. All right, Ben.
Smash!
Nuts,
Ben.
Hulk, nut smash,
All right,
So anyways.
Ben.
Hulk Rochambeau.
So Ben's really champing at the bit to talk about Fievel here.
Well, I'm
Oh,
sure
I don't
he
care.
is.
This is the second movie, right? The first one was just American Tale.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
did not I watched this movie a lot growing up and did not realize there was an original until I saw it maybe a year or two ago. Well, not saw it, realized
my
that it
gosh.
existed.
I never
That-
I this one, but I remember the hell of the first
That's
movie.
funny. Yeah.
In America, there are no cats.
Yeah, I never really it was on HBO. I think I watched 20 minutes of it at some point, but this I watched a shit ton of growing up. Maybe That I mean, we are a few years different in age, so like maybe that accounts for it. I'm not sure.
I saw the first one. I mean, and I honestly didn't like it. It's kind of scary. It's really not a kids
It's
movie.
sad too.
No.
It deals a
That's the thing
lot
with Don
of
Bluth. Don Bluth. Go on.
It deals a lot of like. It deals with like a tragic immigrant story and like you know, being poor and impoverished and
Well, and he gets like swept overboard, and it's like pretty like
gets separated
like,
from his parents and he's like alone.
Yeah, both
And they sing
movies.
that
He's
beautiful song.
Yeah.
Somewhere out there. That song got played on the radio like fuck.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it
Don't
did.
do it.
Yeah, but I mean,
crying.
both movies feature him like on his own against like daunting odds. So, this movie really is. It's a lot of the
Don
second.
Bluth. Don Bluth isn't scared to give a friggin' message in some damn adversity.
Yep.
Look at all
right.
dogs go to heaven. The dog fucking dies in the beginning. And in Secret of Nim, we're just gonna watch a mouse get fucking stabbed with a sewing needle.
Yeah, that movie is
Because-
terrifying.
Cause I'm Don Bluth and I go hard in the motherfucking tunes.
What you
Yep.
really want. All right.
So this is a side-scrolling platformer made by who made this? Hudson Soft. So similar to same publisher as Adventure Island.
My hat has a
you
bee
play as
on it.
Feifel. Yeah, there you go. Nice callback to episode 5, by the way.
Oh, apparently on October 26, 2015, Don Bluth started a Kickstarter campaign in hopes of resurrecting hand-drawn animation by creating an animated feature-length film of Dragon's Lair. The Kickstarter fund was canceled when not enough funds were made close to the deadline, but an Indiegogo page for the project was created in its place, and it reached its goal of $250,000 14 days after the campaign launched and got more than twice the budget on January 16th last year. As of June 20th, 2016, the campaign has reached $604,000. So, he's trying to bring back animation, and it looks like
Disney
he's
kept
done.
trying to do that like over and over. Like, it's not all computers now. Look, you got Home on the Range. Like, it's got Rosie O'Donnell as a cow. That's funny. Like, I don't know.
What?
Don't you remember that movie?
No.
Home on the
Not at
Range.
all.
I remember
No.
seeing them.
I must have
I
blacked it
remember-
out.
And they were sucks.
Oh, I heard of Over the Hedge, but
That was computer.
Well, they just had Moana. That's a 2D animation.
Is it
What?
though? No, I think it's
Moana looks
Moana's
CGI
computer.
as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, that song with The Rock was so fucking good.
You can't tell me they don't
So
start
many people
off
are doing
with
parodies of it.
illustrating it all out in like storyboarding it.
Well, yeah, they do that, but then it's all like Home on the Range was CGI. Like
They could have. I mean, they might have.
Or Home on the Range was hand drawn. Sorry, it was their last stand. Like, we don't have to do this CGI stuff, and like nobody watched it. So
No, his last movie was Titan AE. And then there
that's
was a
actually
short
I
film-
actually kind of enjoyed that, though. That was
too.
a computer one.
Titan AE had some.
No.
It was mixed. It had
Yeah.
like some hand-drawn animation, some CGI.
I
That was like
liked
that
it.
thing was like way overhyped. It was like, oh, it's going to be the next
Yeah,
Star Wars.
it wasn't great, but it wasn't like bad either. Was my
Didn't it have like a Creed song as like the main like title track?
enemies wide open.
Can
Nope.
you take me higher?
I'm looking at the soundtrack right here. It had Over My Head by Lit, The End Is Over by Power Man 5000,
Oh my god.
Cosmic Castaway by Electricity, which I never heard of, Everything Under the Stars by the Fun Loving Criminals, It's My Turn to Fly by The Urge, Like Lovers Holding On by Texas, Not Quite Paradise by Bliss 66. Oh, then we got Everybody's Going to the Moon by Jamiroquai, Karma Slave Splashdown, Renegade Survivor by the Wailing Souls, and Down to Earth by Luscious Jackson. So no Creed.
What was the
It was in the
last?
trailer. Titan AE.
Yeah, I don't know. The
I
last.
liked it, and again, it's another Don Bluth being heavy as fuck. It begins with the destruction of the motherfucking.
Yeah,
Earth.
you're Mike. You're right. It's not a great movie. Like, it's okay. It's just it's
no,
not
I'm
great.
just like, I wasn't saying it was like spectacular. I'm just saying like it followed in Bluth's theme of like being
Yeah,
dark.
I don't know. And Matt Damon, but What was it? Oh, Lilo and Stitch was the one, like, the last... So,
Oh, God.
This is the trailer that has Creed in it.
okay. All right, Ben, you're right. You're vindicated. I mean...
Okay, I won't make you listen to the rest of the song.
Yeah, right. Please don't.
But it totally is in the trailer.
What was
All
I?
right.
I was on Reddit the other day. People were talking about Lilo Stitch, and they're like, "Oh, his name's Stitch because he stitches the family together." And I'm like, "Holy shit! That movie makes so much more sense now."
Lilo and Stitch more like Lilo and Bitch, am I right?
Oh snap! I actually like Lilo and Stitch. It's a pretty good movie.
Oh, no.
Oh,
It's a good family. It's broken, but it's all right.
When he
It's
like
ours.
builds the Lego like San Francisco and like pretends like he's Godzilla, that's like highly enjoyable for me.
Oh, it's not a bad film, but it was one of those things that was like way oversold to me by a friend. That, we got to go see this
okay.
movie. It's hilarious. They make fun of all their other Disney films in it because there was like a poster where like Stitch is like doing stuff to other like Disney characters from other movies.
Okay.
So like I guess he thought it was like a parody of the Disney movies, and then we go in as like, you know, and we're like, I don't know, in our 20s at this point, and go see
Right.
this movie together. I'm like, wow, I feel awkward sitting.
Well,
in the
I'm
movie
glad. I was
theater
like
watching a
really
Disney
hoping
film.
that wasn't me. That I was like, did I see this with you? Like, I don't think I did. But
No.
I-
This is with the friend from high school that his name is Ryan. He ultimately had a diet that consisted. He was quote unquote vegetarian from his girlfriend, and his diet consisted of Skittles and Red Bull.
Wait, was that Ryan? Was that Ryan who gave us the
Different Ryan.
barbecue? Okay, not
Different Ryan.
Not eat a stick of butter, Ryan.
No, that's I didn't know him in high school.
Okay, all right.
No, the Ryan I'm talking about, he
It's
like
disgusting.
Yeah, he was like really hard on money, and someone bet him like what was it, $40 to eat a stick of
yeah,
butter.
$40.
And
He did.
and so like it's like the saddest video I've ever seen because he's like, oh shit, I have to do this because I really need the money. Like it's as sad as I've ever seen anyone like doing a task.
It's like bum fights.
It was
but
just
with
absolutely
someone you know.
disheartening. But yeah,
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
bum fights, except it's his heart that's getting pummeled.
what if
Right.
they had to re-edit the ending of Lilo and Stitch because so there's the plot line. There's like a part where Lana or Kana, whatever the little girl's name is, gets snatched by one of the aliens and they're like taking her away, and Lilo gets snatched. That's right. That makes sense. And Stitch in the movie, he like hot wires like a crashed like UFO or whatever and catches up and like saves the day. But like in the original cut of the movie, he like runs to the airport and hijacks a plane, and it came out like in 2002. So like crap,
Oh,
like
nice.
we had to do like a complete re-edit.
Oh.
Because
That reminds
They
me.
really, they really had to make sure the alien spaceship didn't look like two towers.
That reminds me. I was working at
Complete redesign.
I was working at Blockbuster Video at the time that 9/11 happened, and like the day after it happened, they like brought every employee in for like a mandatory meeting and like sat us down and like had us watch a trailer for the Spider-Man movie that was coming out with Tobey
no.
Maguire. And the trailer is like this whole like terrorist operation set up in the Twin Towers, where like Spider-Man ends up like catching their helicopter in a giant web between the Twin Towers.
Yeah, they had
I
to
remember
like
seeing
they had
that.
to
That
do a
was
big
great.
re-edit. Yeah,
They're like,
Right?
well,
I wanted to see that in the movie, and I was so disappointed.
they're like, so they're gonna take up back every single movie that has this trailer in it, like starting it. So we gotta go
Oh.
find them all, and they're being sent back, or they're gonna send us new ones.
wow, that plot really fell apart, didn't it?
Yeah,
Came crashing down.
terrible.
Anyway,
Let's move on.
yeah, before we get ourselves in more trouble. All right, so
Anyways, I just thought it was interesting. You can still find that trailer if you look hard enough on the internet, but they tried to scrub it. It was just one of those things where it's like, you know, oops, didn't think that was going to happen. Well, now this looks really bad. Let's try and erase it from everyone's memory immediately. You know?
Let's just pretend it didn't happen.
Right.
Which is a real way to deal with something rather than acknowledge it and go, you know what? Life moves on.
so
Right.
back to yeah, but the wounds are really raw at that point in time. I don't blame them.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
one
I
of the
still remember the first guy that came in to rent a video, like the day of, comes in,
Oh, no.
goes straight to the wall, comes back, and gets Air Force One.
Oh god.
Just like, boom, like 10 in the morning.
Oh Jesus.
You're gonna be like, dude, did you have your heart set on that movie beforehand, or is this just like your? Is this like your way of coping? Like these people stopped it.
I had 2 college professors make me take exams that day. Like it was.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, absolutely. I took a test that day.
Yeah, I had to go to college too when
Yep.
that happened. I was just like, really, we're just doing this. We're not pretending that the world's ending right now.
No, I
Okay.
figured you were like delivering something. I don't know.
Yeah, I still take class like across town. And like I just remember like the freeways just being empty. There's just no
Yeah.
one out there. Anyways,
So one of the power ups in this game looks like
seamless transition,
looks like
back
a
to
purple
power.
dildo or a blue dildo. What is that?
where are you looking at? What page?
Like
dildo?
36. It's
Oh, yeah,
like
okay, let me see here.
it's like
Oh,
wood,
yeah.
1 up,
Oh
and then like
yeah, the blue
Yeah.
gun. It's,
It's like a-
it's a shower dildo.
It's a cock.
yeah, it's the suction dildo you put on the wall.
God, you know I could really use one of those right now. I've got some dents in my car. Could just like pop it out with it.
Even cartoon mice need to get off, all right?
I'm
Yeah.
looking at this dog, and his mouth looks like an arsehole.
Yeah, you don't remember this movie? He's
No,
like
I
a,
never saw the
he plays like
Western one.
he's like a Wired Earp kind of.
Old sphincter face.
Yeah.
Oh,
He eventually,
sphincter.
I think eventually he's good. Like they have him here as kind of looking like a villain, but
Oh, so he's like the washed-up cop who's like not a bad man, but he always turns the other
yeah,
way because
he like
it's just
saves
too much
the-
work to be
he's-
good.
He saves the day at the end, but yeah.
It's a Don Bluth movie, so I'm
Well, because you're battling.
I'm
the
wondering,
cat,
does he
the
die?
cats are the bad guys. Like the cats are what's out to get him, and Caterwall is like he's like running the in-town like cat house, and
He runs a cat house.
I'm pretty sure it is. Like that's not even. It's kind of
Oh
like
my
what was
God,
that?
Don
What was
Bluth.
that? The Quick and the Dead.
We'll
It's like the Quick and the
see.
Dead animated. Is kind of what this movie is. Like. Anyway.
Yeah, so we get to see other bosses like Puppet and One Eye
And Chulo.
and
Cholo.
Chula,
Cholo.
which is a spider apparently, but we get to see a cat with a cape like a.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know,
Chula.
like an
it's
Edwardian
it's a
pimp.
tarantula.
Oh, we got the Yosemite Sam looking tarantula.
Yeah, that's him.
And then Giant Hawk, which is a big bird looking motherfucker.
And then Caterwall, which is a massive cat. Well, I guess he's like proportionately accurate.
Yeah, El Gato. So
And
Yeah.
Giant Hawk, which in the one screenshot you get to see him. He looks like Big Bird on meth.
I can't imagine anyone playing this game that didn't like the movie. It was kind of like
Yeah.
I
It's a
don't
Don
imagine.
Bluth movie, so of course it's going to be good.
God, you like have a giant heart on for this guy.
He's not afraid to take on the big issues,
Jesus Christ, Mike. Why don't you just
like
Not
big
only-
titty, like
not
big
only-
titty blondes in space or kidnapped by dragons. He's not afraid to talk about those. Didn't he also do
think we
the
just found
We're
the-
Back, the dinosaur story?
Yeah, that's like. By the way, I tried to watch that with my kids. There's like
Yeah.
immediate profanity in that movie. Like 2 minutes
Like I
in.
It's
said,
like- it's like
Don
when I-
Bluth, you don't give a fuck.
Well,
it's like when I-
that's going off. I'm like, it's rated G. How has this happened?
It's like when I walk into your house. I'm like, what up,
Yeah.
motherfuckers?
Yeah, he did Land Before Time, Thumbelina, which is kind of a weird movie. Anastasia, haven't seen that one.
Rockadoodle,
I don't know what Rockadoodle is. Trying to look
Porn
for
probably a
it.
chicken that's like Elvis. It
And
features the
let's
voices
see.
of Glenn Campbell, Christopher Plummer, and Phil Harris in his final role before his retirement and death. Charles Nelson Riley, Sorrell Brooks, Sandy Duncan, Eddie Deason, Ellen Green, and Toby Scott Ganger in his film debut.
And there's, of course, Banjo, the woodpile cat.
What?
Oh, we all remember that.
Banjo the Woodpile Cat. Bartok the Magnificent. Ugh, no thanks.
Okay, let's move on here to. Let's face it, it's the game of the issue, Sonic Blast Man 2.
Oh, absolutely.
This guy's back.
Prepare
Ready
to
to
get
punch.
fisted.
I
That's
swear that guy's fist has a heart on.
Yeah, right.
His fist is pitching a tent.
He's got the
That's impressive.
Chris Brown technique down.
Yeah.
A little smirk on his face like that. That's right.
He's got a three-way punch, a screw attack, and a comet blaster.
Just like Chris Brown.
You're damn straight.
Oh, don't forget the blast bomber.
100 megaton blast bomber. Well, I guess like the 100 megaton is like your sperm count.
So he's got two friends now you can play as. You don't just have to play as Sonic Blast Man. Oh, look, I like how they have a picture of his mild-mannered self instead. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's got the alter ego picture.
Yeah. Clark Kent in his private life, Sonic Blast Man at night.
Or when he's at the manhole.
Yeah.
Captain
Tim Hart-
By day, he's mild-mannered accountant Miles Belania.
Captain Choyer was a Navy pilot until a near-fatal crash required a scientist to turn him into a cyborg to save his life. The captain isn't quick, but makes up for it with masses of mechanical muscle. Yeah,
So he's basically Man-at-Arms.
that's a plot I haven't heard before.
And then we got Red Sonja. She received
Originally from the
power
planet...
shoes.
Hold on. They have backstories. Sonya is
Wow.
also from the planet Sonic Blast. They're aliens?
Oh my gosh.
They're from a planet called Sonic Blast. This is amazing. This has changed my life. All right,
Well,
so she's kind of like...
what kind of planet would name themselves after dirt?
Did you? Oh Jesus! Did you play this game growing up?
No,
Did
I
anybody
told
play
you
this
that...
game?
No, no one's played it.
Nope, I haven't played it, but now I must.
I have to play it now. Now I know these people are from a planet named Sonic Blast.
What's this robo animal boss? There's like all kinds of bosses that are just nuts.
So it's a side-scrolling beat-em-up, just like Final Fight, basically.
Okay.
You have a robot named Arnold?
Arnold.
This girl's
Really?
completely on fire all the time. Like a spinning fire kick, a flying kick, a half moon kick.
Yep.
It's just everything is fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
I bet
And
she
then
gives
we
you the
got the
clap
robot.
too.
I'm just surprised you didn't make a menstrual joke with all this red on the screen. I have to admit that I'm impressed with your restraint.
Well, Shark Week is coming. Ivan, you didn't play this game growing up?
Iron Power, which is basically Hellboy. with
Yeah, I
nunchucks.
think we've already discussed my only exposure to this game was the arcade version with the punching bag.
Okay.
And there's so much stuff going on. Robo Animal, which
Yeah, that guy's
basically
amazing. It's like a chia pet and like I don't know
a
what else. Had
Palm and Blanca.
yeah, had a baby and it was left in a nuclear reactor for like 5 years.
It's like he has like pneumatic shoulders.
It's like the Hulk fucked a chick.
Yeah, that's why I'm feeling that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got the lady with green hair who basically looks like Polaris from the
gonna
Marvel
say, yeah.
comics.
With a whip, though.
Yeah.
I whip my
mask.
hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth.
And, okay, now it's my time to shine. The Days of Mana. The Secret of Mana.
First
This
time
is
for
part
everything.
2. And we get to continue on with the article, which is... You fucker. We get to continue on with the journal entry of the hero. As we start with day 19, Matango. The girl used Sylphid's analyzer spell to determine Sylphid's magic orb would remove the orb that blocked our path. Well, you don't need to use Sylphid's magic if you're just telling us that, you know, other magic would block the path. But anyway,
You're not going to read all this, are you?
no.
Yeah.
But we do get to talk about
It's like,
spears.
oh god, no.
We get to talk about
Mama.
spears, and none of these are Brittany, sadly. We get the regular spear, the heavy spear, the sprite spear, the partisan, the halberd, the oceanid spear, the Gygas lance, and then finally the dragoon lance. And then we get to see the return to Matango, where it says we return to Matango with the young white dragon. Yeah, because you defeat a big snake that was going to eat a dragon, and we get to see a cute little puppy dragon.
I don't know where you're looking here.
Which comes into play later.
Oh, I see. The Matango dude. Can we talk about this guy with the mustache?
Oh, the King Truffle?
He's basically Burt Reynolds wearing a helmet.
Oh, it's Hitler Cop. You got Hitler Cop here.
Where? That guy's not Hitler Cop. He's got a full mustache, not a toothbrush.
Come on.
No. That's Burt Reynolds.
Burt
Determined.
Backlund.
And then we talk about-
Turd Ferguson.
Turd Ferguson.
Take the helmet off. I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
And then we have
see-
Sandman on page 52 with the mustache.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Secret of
oh
Mom
my
was so
God, he looks
mustache
like
heavy.
No, that guy, he looks like Shorely from the Venture Brothers.
Oh my God, he does.
Hi, guys. You want to come aboard my ship?
He's fabulous. Yeah. Anyways, if you haven't watched Venture Brothers, you should. It's amazing.
My feet are on fire.
Yeah. What is he having this? Okay, so we have the saddest picture I've ever seen of Santa Claus
Yeah, he's like
on page
taking.
55.
Yeah. That's messed up.
It's like he's just found out like his wife is
Oh,
leaving
God.
him and he's having to take a dump at the same time.
No, he found out the elves were running a train on Miss Claus.
Oh.
It's such a lovely picture, though. I mean, we get to see the breath coming out of the reindeer. And yeah, he
You know
looks so fucking sad. It's like he just found out, like, the last child in the world stopped believing in him.
Do you know what's playing in his head right now? Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Oh. I was thinking it was like, it's a piece of cake to bake a cake.
It's like he's got the look on his face like he just finally like heard a podcast about Santa Claus, but it was like us. Instead of like, you know, like lovable G-rated fun, and he's just like, this is how they talk about me? Why do I bother?
So apparently Santa tried to use the mana seed to make the ultimate Christmas tree. Using the seed incorrectly turned him into a beast, which is the frost Gigas? 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 Okay. Tell us about the boomerangs, Mike.
Well,
Or should I have John tell us about the boomerangs?
yeah, I need
From
to.
his-
Well, I
from
was
his
looking at
native
the
land.
javelins.
Boomerang.
We got the
Oh, there we go.
javelins.
Okay.
He's the expert on the curved wood.
Good one.
Penis jokes. Okay,
Okay,
All
so
right.
we get to see the boomerangs, which is this. We start off with a classic Australian boomerang, but then it evolves after you forge it into a chakram, which is the I think it was like Xena's weapon of choice. Then the load boomerang, which is basically like a bat'leth from Star Trek, and then the rising sun, which is another chakram, but with no spikes on the edge. It's just like a solid, sharp ring. And then basically like a bent sword, as it turns into the red cleaver, which doesn't look red at all. And then you get a tomahawk, which is called the Cobra Shuttle.
The cleaver turns red from the blood of your enemies.
Oh, how could I have overlooked that? And then then it turns into like a solid Captain America style shield, although it all looks like you're throwing a big gear on the screen. But the picture shows a disc called a Frizzbar. And then you get finally the Shuriken, which looks pretty cool.
And then let's talk about the illustration of Chrissy, the resistance leader down here, who was completely juiced.
It's
She
basically like
she is swole.
Yeah.
it's like if Han Solo and Princess Leia had a daughter who was butch.
So Ray.
She could take on Sylvester Stallone
Who's to-
over
yeah,
the
who's
top.
to say they didn't?
Over the Top is completely underrated. I will just say.
Oh, fantastic Kenny Loggins soundtrack, by the way.
Yes.
Meet me halfway.
Well, that's the entire soundtrack, just that one song.
across
But
the stars. Yeah,
because
like
it's
over
Kenny
and over.
Loggins, it's worth it.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal
He's
movie.
so good at arm wrestling, the kid forgets that his mother just died. Like, that plot of the movie works on so many levels.
And then
Ben, tell me that that was one of your kids that I just heard in the background doing
It
that.
was, yes.
Yes, it's 9:41 at night, and they're still both not asleep. There was some kind of emergency with springtail bugs and vacuuming, and now they're still awake. So, if you listen,
John,
The kids in my house are still in the basement, so
John, share
leave
some
you.
of your Jesus. Share some of your Jesus juice.
Jesus juice.
I'll be back in a bit. You guys carry on.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, anything else we have to
I
talk?
swear, why don't people just drug their kids? It'll just lead to such a better night.
Anyway, all right. Anything else to say about Mana here?
Well, we get to see the gloves, we get to see the spike knuckle,
Yeah.
and then it evolves into the power glove. And I'm surprised that they didn't have any reference to
That's the
Nintendo. But then we get the Moogle claw, and then it becomes the chakra hand, then the heavy glove. You know, this thing got sharper and sharper as it went on, but then it just turned into like a knight's hand. And then we get the Freddy Krueger special, the Hyper Fist.
Whenever I see gloves like this, I always just think of like challenging people to a duel and like slapping them with the glove.
That instantly kills them.
Yeah, that would do some damage. That one.
I challenge you to a duel.
Rather
Oh,
than
look,
that
you already
intense.
lost. Then we get the Griffin Claw and finally the Dragon Claws. And then we find out that the girl who's been traveling with your party, her boyfriend Diluc has been kidnapped by somebody. And he has been taken by the witch. Sad. And then you fight a vampire bat.
Yep. I will
then this
say
is the-
this coverage, like, I'm glad they're doing this for a game that's as involved with like Mana, especially for younger players. Like, if they're trying to get into it, like, I mean, it's not really a walkthrough, but at least it's kind of like gives you an idea of what you need to be doing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It functions really
Yeah.
as a walkthrough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it even
Doesn't
warns.
hold your hand, but
Like, this was a great game, and this is some good coverage of it. Just to, like, let you figure out most of it on your own, but also let you know, like, you're going to be needing to do this. And then it says, what became of Diluc? Thanatos disappeared into thin air with luckless Diluc in tow. Because he had saved her, the girl was more determined than ever to rescue him. But where had they gone? Where would we look for an invisible force? What other evil forces were at work in the world of Mana? I know strange forces are at work, Journal. I'll write more later. Meaning, we'll get more coverage later.
On the
in
next
episode.
On the next episode of Secret of Mana Tips. So.
And I remain hard.
So, this is probably a good break point, I'd say. You wanna call it a first half, and we can knock out the rest.
Well, I'd like to, but I'm not sure if we can get Ben to stop recording his half if he's not here.
I'm sure that there's people that can edit stuff like that. So, why don't we call?
only we had someone that was able to edit.
Yeah. So, let's
Well, frig, we'd have to pay for that. I mean,
let's-
the Patreon's not making that much.
let's give a break point.
Hey, come on! I'm chipping you some.
You're
Pony up.
you're doing
Oh
great.
yeah, that $2 really carries us.
Hey,
Thank you.
God damn it! All right, we have to put a break in.
I
All
opened
right,
myself
three,
up to it.
2, 1.
Well,
Alright.
we didn't end the episode by saying
No,
like, who
I
we are
know.
and
We
what
need
we're
a
playing
break
with.
for you to fucking edit like last whatever 2 minutes out of it.
Oh, this is gonna keep that. I thought it was funny.
I'm gonna drive to your house, choke you the fuck out. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Well, that wraps up this half of the issue. So thank you for joining us. If you wanted to follow us on Twitter, you can reach pretty much me at GetThePower88. You can find us on Facebook. You can listen to us on iTunes, Google Store, Google Music Store,
Google Play. That's what
Stitcher,
it's called.
Google Play.
There you
All
go.
right.
That's the one I use.
And you can message us on the Facebook page, and you can reach out to us, and you can support the show on Patreon at patreon.com/playingwithpowerpodcast.
And Mike, do you have anything to
and-
plug?
Yes, I also do. If you think that, this show is great, but if we could have like more Mike and less Ben and John, and they talked about horror movies instead, then we've got a show for you. It's called The Graveyard Shift, where we do exactly that with me and my co-host Sheldon. We talk about horror movies, do a little comedy skit, and basically have a good old time. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've listened to it. It's good.
All right, thank you.
That makes one of us.
You ever wonder why I'm doing another
you should,
podcast? It's
really.
because of the supportive environment like this.
I actually do need to download it. I am intrigued. So, Ivan, do you have anything that any projects going on your end that you're interested in promoting, or just your enjoyment of being on this?
I'm just having a blast.
Well, thank you
That's
again
good
for
enough for
joining
me.
us. Always appreciated.
So, John, is there anything you want to plug
having
besides my mom?
That's the start and end of my list. So, no, I don't have anything going on
Yeah,
outside
I
of the
got there
podcast.
first, buddy.
Work's been busy. That's enough. This and work is enough for me right now. So, all right, everyone. Well, thank you again for joining us. Do you want to take us on out, Mike?
I'm Mike,
And I'm John.
and you've been playing with power.
The Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
Dun, 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 dun.